Welcome to Auntie Chats and Tarot. Welcome in. Here we go. Here we go. Thank you to all who have supported this channel. I really appreciate it. All your likes, shares, subscribes, your comments, your donations. I really appreciate it. Thank you for being there. Thank you for joining me here now. Remember, not everything's going to resonate, so take what does, leave the rest. Take what helps you to help yourself, leave the rest. If it doesn't fit, it's just simply for somebody else. Here we go. Let's get into this. Messages for our collective. Two of Swords. Let's get our light on. Two of Swords. Okay, this could be, a pretty significant time in your life. What do our collective group need? What does our collective group need to hear? Queen of Cups. Somebody's coming towards you in a very nurturing manner, nurturing way. This could be you going towards something else. Yeah, I feel like you were going in one direction. Now you're going in a completely other direction. You kind of have done some self-analysis here, and you're working your way towards somebody with a lot of support. Yeah. Page of Swords. Page of Wands is out here now. Yeah, you're helping somebody realize their dreams here. The Queen of Wands is in the reverse and the Ace of Swords is in the reverse. And I feel like who you're helping is somebody who maybe they feel kind of rejected right now. Sadness definitely could be, trying to get them out of the doldrums here. They're believing certain things about their life and about themselves that aren't true. And about themselves that isn't true. Let's see. This could be a family member. I feel like ancestor energy is pretty heavy here. What else do we have? For our collective, Seven of Cups. Yeah, I feel like they have been going through something that's very traumatic, and I feel like they feel like they're drowning. Okay, so you're trying to be that lifeguard or that support system or that buoy in the water for them. What else do we have here, Spirit? The Five of Cups in the reverse, and you're telling them things like, okay, remember the bright side. Remember what you have. Let's run with what you have here, okay? Yeah, good for you. I feel like maybe somebody's passed on and you're saying, look, this is tough, and sit with it, so you can get on the other side of it. But also be thinking about how much you have right now and what you're grateful for. The Knight of Pentacles. I also feel like you're some sort of support here in that you've been in these types of situations that they're going through, and you're saying, this isn't just an overnight fix. This will take something out of you, but I'm here to help you any way that I can. Yeah, you're using a lot of mental here, and you know of what they are going through. They're going through a big transition here in their life, and you know of this because you've done it too. So you're being a support. Yeah, definitely trying to lift them up here. And you know that you're protected. And also, for many of you, I feel like you're hearing from your spirit team, be there for this person. So you've gotten the nudge here. The Devil is out here. What's the Devil? Let's get more specific here. We'll get out the dice today, too. Got out the dice. Something's dressed up nice and pretty, but it's the Devil energy. Six of Swords. This has to do with transitioning. A lot of transitioning energy here. Don't get mixed up in the toxicity of this, you personally, and also helping this person to not get mixed up in the toxicity. Maybe, let's say, for example, someone has passed, now the family is fighting, or, there's something going on here that just needs to be bypassed. The energy is grateful, not toxic. Sideways, King of Swords. Sideways, Ten of Swords. Yeah, communication. Maybe communication gets grim here But I don't think between you and this other person, but what this other person is experiencing from others. I think they're very sharp, you're very sharp, but you're dealing with somebody that's trying to control the situation, thinks that they have all the right answers for everybody. Yeah. So there's an energy here where this person has to recover from this know-it-all, as well as this big happening in their life. And somehow the know-it-all is interwoven into what's happened here. If someone's passed away, for example, they're interwoven into what's left to salvage here. Not them, but they're what's left in the story here. And you're trying to help this person kind of circumnavigate this energy, recover from this energy, as well as recover from this big transition that they're having to make. Let's get more specifics on this devil energy. I knew it was down there. Okay, so this did flop on the floor, but it was in the upright. The Six of Pentacles. Yeah, this is somebody that your person that you're trying to help has overgiven to. And now this person doesn't want to see any healing going on. They want to still be overgiven to. Okay, and you're trying to let them see make a judgment here. For some reason, you're very attuned to what's actually going on here, and I feel like there's a lot of manipulation going on here. What you don't see coming is victory. Victory is coming fast here, out of some really slow energy. But it's coming in because you're the one who's bold. You're making it come in. This other person needs someone to help them find their voice, help them find their strength. You're going to be that for the moment here, while they find their strength and their voice. The Five of Pentacles in the reverse, the Eight of Cups. Yeah, because actually they're in a situation now. If someone has passed, for example, they are now in a situation where they have to deal directly with this person, this know-it-all, this kind of toxic energy. And before, it looks like they've always put up with this energy. They stayed with it, even knowing the toxicity, because they kind of feel like, at least, it's kind of like the devil you do know is maybe better than the devil you don't. But they're not meant to be in that kind of energy anyway, period. They're meant to be coming out of this. This energy is very suppressive, oppressive, oppressive, oppressive. And this energy feels like it's got a good control over the person you're trying to help. Nine of Wands. They're just exhausted. And you know what? They were exhausted before. So if it is a situation where someone has passed, they were exhausted helping out with this person before they passed. And, now they're really exhausted. They're just as exhausted or even more so, because now they're having to deal with the grief. And so this person that's toxic does them no good. They talk a good game of love and care, but I feel like we'll get a little bit more. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, definitely they think that they're the equation here. They're the key to the equation. They are handing down what everybody needs to do now type energy, this toxic energy, okay? And the person you're trying to help is kind of stuck feeling. Ace of Wands. But you're getting the downloads, and you're supposed to be of great support to this person, okay? And I feel like it is an ancestor of some sort. I mean, like, you guys have, it's family, and that you do share ancestral blood. But for sure it's family. You're trying to get this person in the mode of Certainly, healing is important here. And also, let's think about the positives. We talked about that. And what, you're trying to come up with ideas. What would be good for you right now? What would you like to, what have you never tried that you want to try? Or, what kind of self-care? It's time for you and self-care. What kind of self-care can be set up here for you? 8 of Swords in the reverse. Come out of your shell here. Come out of this oppressive person. Come out of this oppressive situation because of this oppressive person. What's the advice here, Spirit? Specific advice, Ace of Swords. There's going to be some competition here for what's left. The toxic energy doesn't want people doing anything other than what they want done here, particularly in this situation. And if there's money involved, then yeah, there seems to be some sort of there's like a showdown here. Who's going to be the last person standing? Yeah, like arguments and fights on the precipice. 2 of Pentacles. And also this person has always kept your person you're trying to assist busy. They didn't do their part. They kept them busy, so they didn't have the opportunity to think, this is unfair, or what's going down here is not where I want my life to be, that type of thing. They just kept them busy. So they didn't have time to think. This is the same person I'm talking about who needs to find their voice and their self-confidence, and you're helping lead the way there. The Emperor is here. Find their Emperor, the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Find their leadership again, even if it starts small. And I'm hearing leading by example. You show by example how to bring that out in this person. That's, I'm hearing, is the advice. Help show them the star within. Build up their confidence. Help them to build up their confidence, even if it becomes a slow process, so they can see it for themselves and take on a new leaf here and a new life. So they're not under this oppressive person. Page of Swords is out here now. This is the truth. Wielding the sword and saying the truth. Yeah, you may not be popular. People who do that aren't always popular, but it needs to be done, and that's what Spirit is putting you in a situation to do. Anything else here? Don't worry about being popular. Worry about doing the right thing. That's what I hear. 5 of Wands. There's a lot of chaos here. Yeah. Or there will be when you start speaking the truth. Be ready for it. I think you're no stranger to doing that. Doing what's right even though it's not popular. That's why you're up for the task. Takes your breath. Let's takes your breath, Spirit. If you were to, I'm hearing, if you were to know the behind the scenes of this situation, it would take your breath. You would be very surprised and appalled at how much is being done to this person you're trying to help, because they stay pretty quiet. Remember, they can't find their voice, or they haven't found their voice, or, if they had their voice, they lost it through this traumatic experience that's now changed quite a bit for them, where they're transitioning again, yeah, and they're needing to seek support. That's you. That's where Spirit has you coming in. And your purpose, this is at the top of the deck, your purpose is on the other side of fear. So if you're worried about, like I said, coming in there with the truth, or standing up to somebody who's bullying somebody else, your person, oppressive energy here, just know you're protected, and use your good intellect here. But if you're a little bit fearful, just know that you're being asked to utilize these skills you have to inspire this other person, okay? Yeah, and I feel like you might go head to head with this person. Not the one you're supporting, but the one that is trying to gain control of the one you're trying to support and help. So let's get some advice on that. And it may be a situation where you feel a little bit nervous about it. This person is used to bullying, maybe, energy. That's what I feel, or having the say. You know, this is the one who likes to lay down the law here. You go up against that fear by releasing the fear. 4 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, the Lovers in reverse. Know that you're protected here. The Star is in the reverse, and the 9 of Wands is in the reverse. Yeah. Yeah, you're helping this person to realize the lack that they've allowed because they've had their mind on other things and they've been kept very busy with maybe somebody who's ill or something like that. You know, now this person has since passed, and so the energy that wants to keep all this under control is, of course, very keyed in on keeping the control here. But you are going to show the liberation of this lack that they're in, because maybe this person you're trying to support doesn't realize the lack that they're in. There's an imbalance here, I feel like, and we touched on this. They've done more than their share of the work. That's part of this controlling energy, making sure that that takes place for them. They are completely exhausted, expended completely. They really do need your help. That's why Spirit puts you in this scenario, puts you in this, drops you into this scene, okay? Yeah, and a feeling of hopelessness now too. So knowing all this, liberate yourself from the fear, knowing that you're protected. And knowing what's going on behind the scenes will motivate you too, and the fact that they are just so drained and giving up hope will be a motivation to get over the hump of the fear if you feel like that comes into play for you. The 8 of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, this person, I feel like this is the controlling energy that acts like, you know, they are the emperor, they are the controller, but I don't see that they're even working right now. But your person is working to the bone. They are just spent beyond. They are burnt out, and they have given up hope. And they don't know how to deal with this person. That's where you come in. That's where you come in. You have a great love for this person, or a great need to, a great love for making sure things are fair, something like that. Yeah. 4 of Cups. You want this person to be seen, and you want this person to see themselves. And it's not an energy of just take what life gives you anymore. You want them to see, look, you can be the master of your own destiny here. The controlling energy wants them to feel like they are in lack and that they don't have a say. But the divine gives you this cup to give to them. The divine gives you the energy, the good know-how, the smarts to outmaneuver this person, the gumption to take this on, the guts to take this on, the courage to take this on, because A, they know you can do it, but also it's everything you have within you that you can show, and by showing, give to another. So by doing, you'll show them how to do as well. And you'll open their eyes to some things that they're not seeing, because there is definitely an injustice here. You become more and more aware of this as you become more and more engaged in this scenario. Yeah, and there's a need for a transition. So a transition has happened in their life, a big one. An example I gave was someone has passed away. And now there's a time for this person to transition and have their life back. Not be caught in any snares of anybody else, okay? Anything else here, Spirit? Yeah, you're going to teach them the energy of be the leading role in your life, okay? And there is fear here, 2 of Wands. So you'll see that. There is a fear of moving forward, but you help them through baby steps, you know? You have a lot of, this is what I'm hearing, You have a lot of creativity within you. You have a lot of ways that you can communicate with somebody to get them motivated, to see where they're at and where they want to go, to take a look at things that they haven't looked at before or looked at in a long time. You're very creative this way. Okay, so you are a teacher and you have this just natural ability, and that's why you are being dropped into this scene. So know that, and that helps you with any kind of anxiety you might have about going up against this too. And I do hear many times spirits saying, use your intellect first and foremost. Don't get dragged down into the mud with this toxic energy. Use your good intellect. That's how you overcome the toxicity of another, is by using your good intellect. And you've got it. You're very creative, and you will have a lot of just naturally, you will have a lot of ideas for this person to get them motivated and moving again and get them out of this depressive state or stuck feeling. Healing hands, you're the healer. You are the healer here. And you may actually be a healer, but also this is going to be a nod to what you can do. It's just special skills that you have, not necessarily anything that can be taught. You just have them. And you will know when you're in this situation how best to move in it and how best to heal and be supportive and be nurturing of this person, which is how we started out. This milestone event, second card out, was being the healer here, the very intuitive. Use your intuition, your intellect when maneuvering these waters. Queen of Cups, second card out. Let's grab a charm. And it'll be a milestone in the life of this person, your involvement here. And that was your first card out. So the heart is here, which I love to see, because it will be, this is like a family member, but you may not be that close with them, or you may, but you didn't know their story. So I don't know how closely you looked maybe, or maybe you aren't that close, but you do feel a sense of family love here. And like I said, as you look closer, you'll be very surprised about what you see. And it's going to be very oppressive. And, behind the scenes will be very stirring for you. So use your good intellect, use your good instincts and your great intuition and your spirit team. Lean into that spirit team for sure. Yeah. And then you've got the plane. You may be traveling to this person to help them. Or this could be, helping them to just fly again. That could be very big. I feel like that's very big. Yeah, help them to be abundant again. We need an angel wish. Wrap up. Time will go fast when you're doing this. I feel like this was a short read, and the time has gone by fast to figure out this puzzle and to figure out the answer to it. So it'll be a little bit of a puzzle. They won't want to open up to you because they won't want to divulge the behind the scenes. They'll have a hard time telling you. But you're going to figure it out with your good intuition, for one. I think you're a little bit wise to it now. And then when you start helping, this time is going to go fast here. Okay, looks like 2 or 3 fell out here. So you've got go into nature and clear any negative thoughts or energies you may have. Okay? Because remember, you want to go at this intellectually, not emotionally, against this toxicity. Only think positive thoughts as your desires are manifesting. Yeah, something very big here about stay positive, and stay positive for this person too, because this is a rough time for them. You are a true being of the universe. Your beauty radiates from within. Yeah, and I feel like people tell you about your beauty radiating, and also you sense this about and have always known this about this person you're going to be supporting, that they have an inner beauty that needs to radiate again. That is your message. I hope you liked it. I hope you found it helpful. Yeah. Best of luck on this journey. You've got this. Spirit has picked the right person for the job. Yeah, you're up for it. Please do like, share, subscribe, and comment. It helps the channel to grow. It helps me to reach other people and to help others. And if you feel inclined, please do utilize the link below for Buy Me a Coffee. Until next time, let's remember who we are and let's remember our self-worth. Thanks for joining me.